I am Armand Gonsalves, and I'm the founder chairman of Go for Giving. On my right is Blasco Monserrate. He's one of the Monserrate brothers. So let me start by introducing the Monserrate brothers. On my left is Ronnie Monserrate, absolute legend. He has worked with Nacho Kopasar, the famous movie. He's the music director for that. He has composed the Goenka Pond song. He's got pedigree, which I think is very difficult to explain in a few minutes. On my further right is Bosco Monserrate. He's the trumpet player, and both the brothers, all the three brothers are globetrotters. They play with all the top musicians in Bollywood and elsewhere across the world. On my left is Carlos Gonsalves, again very well known musician. He's led the cheerleaders for RCB, no? Yeah, RCB, the cricket, this, you know, and a percussionist will be performing that night. And on my extreme left is again another legend, Rocky Lazarus, the lyricist for the song, and also my member of the Nacho Kompasar group, and a person who plays innumerable instruments which I will find difficult to explain. And on my extreme right is my wife Shine. She is the not founder chairman, she is the current chairperson of Go for Giving. She should have been sitting at my chair, but she's a little bit, shy with the media, so I said, okay, let me take charge. She's the one who has put this whole thing together. When he brought Lorna back in 1995 with the Hello Lorna show, if you remember, it's a long time back, Lorna was not performing for around 23 years. There was a hiatus from music for 23 years, and her whole career had crumbled, and things were, people, and that's partly, I think, one of the reasons, besides the fabulous voice, is the legend behind her, the tragic story of Lorna. And the one who brought her back was Ronnie Monserrate. The faith that he had, he composed the song Aikat Muzo Tavo, and the show at the Miramar beach was jam-packed. I don't think there's ever been a show in Goa which has had so many people in one go. That was thanks to Ronnie Monserrate. It was obvious that we had to have a show of this type, and I'd like to add that despite that having happened in 1995, it never again happened. Lorna and Ronnie have never played. So our whole idea, we at the Gonsalves Mansion at Go for Giving are always keen on doing some extraordinary shows. So we thought we'll bring this particular show together. And Ronnie and his brothers with Lorna is itself a big game, or big one. And further than that is the fact that they are playing unplugged. So real quality musicians will only be seen when their sound is unplugged. You're going to actually watch something which is never going to happen again, which has never happened before. So this is the whole event. And we call it the Lorna and the Monserrate Brothers Unplugged. And in terms of the type of setup that we have got is the wind instrument setup. Because Lorna was used to Chris Perry at that time, and Chris Perry, and for many years thereafter she moved away from wind instruments. So we got her back in 2010 and put the wind instruments back, and her career has taken off to a different level now. So this is virtually, she's now 78 years old, great sounds, great voice, but possibly one of the end parts of her career. We wish her all the very best. We'd like her to sing for another 10 years, but she's a diva. So this is how we have put this together, and of course to add to the glamour is Rocky and Carlos, which are legends in their own right. The girl, I have not been introduced. Nicole. We also have another young girl, Nicole, who will be also singing in between the songs which Lorna is going to be singing. Now I pass on the stage to Ronnie to explain his whole passion, how he has come, why he's got so excited, how he has put his whole energy into the Goenka Pond song as well as to Lorna's career.
One day we had a jam at his place. Lorna was there, myself, and we just went here while Lorna started singing, and Armando was there around, Shine was there also. And we just started jamming, and I think that's the time, that's what I feel, he had this idea of why don't we have an unplugged concert. The roots was at that particular jam, I think, when we jammed at his place with Lorna unplugged. Because otherwise she's been singing with a band, the regular band, but that's fully electronic and with brass. And today we have come to do this concert which is unplugged, So it was rooted then, and today we have come to have Carlos and Rocky by our side with my brothers Bosco and Blasco doing this unplugged show. I would like to talk a little bit about the Goenka Pond song. Armand and Shine had come down to Bombay, and he invited me one day to have breakfast with him at the place that he was staying in. We just went had a casual meeting of breakfast. So he said, why don't you do something for Goa? The Liberation Day is coming in 19th December. Why don't you compose a song, a theme song? So thereon I said, let's go for it, Armand. I came back home and I just started working on the song, I composed the tune and I said, I want someone, a lyricist, who can write to the meter. I had a theme of mine in mind that what I want to write for the Goenka Pond song. So I passed on the theme to this great, talented, very mute, very soft-spoken musician, all-rounder, Rocky Lazarus. He took the theme and the way he put the lyrics into that melody of mine, it took the song to a different level altogether. And the song was out, and I presume that I'll have about 8 to 12 singers on board. And our station in Bombay. So I said, Rocky, you take it forward from here. Passed on the mantle to Armand. I said, Armand, Shine, followed to Rocky. And you won't believe that song, we had 38 singers, I think, Rocky?
32.
32. Out of 38, we shortlisted a few because there was not enough time. So we had 32 singers, and I think that song really took off. It was one of the, what do you say, Armand, a good song, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
A lot of people turn on and say that's virtually the anthem for Goa. I'm sure you have heard the song. Have you all heard the song? Goenka Pond. We will play it for you. It's got over 1 million hits on YouTube, and we'll just play it to you later. Yeah, so go on.
So that was that regarding the Goenka Pond song. I would like to say a few things of my brothers here, Bosco and Blasco. Bosco has been a trumpeter. He started at a very young age playing trumpet, and he learned under my father. My father was Peter Monserrate. He was called the Harry James of Bombay at that time, in the early 30s. So my father taught Bosco playing the trumpet, and he really worked hard playing the trumpet. Literally like all tough Harry James books he used to do. And my eldest brother Joseph, he used to play violin, learn under Michael Martin. So he used to just watch Bosco playing the trumpet, and without any time taking the trumpet in his hand, he sort of learned, he was self-taught trumpeter, watching Bosco play, So he's another brother of mine who plays the trumpet. Bosco has played with some great legends, Louis Banks, Bras Gonsalves, and beside the Monserrate brothers, we have done a lot of shows. Blasco has played with some great musicians, music directors. He was the leading trumpet player of Ilayaraja in, Chennai. And both of them were the main brass section for R.D. Burman and Lakshmikan Pera and all music directors in Bombay.
And one sec, I done the trombone through Ronnie. Ronnie was the one who taught me the trombone, the slide trombone. That's why I'm today playing my trombone. So
You won't believe it. I never knew anything about the trombone. I pulled him to Delhi when I was in Delhi. I said, let's help him learn the trombone. I took a tutor of trombone and I started studying the trombone. What is the first, second, third position, And with that guidance, I helped him to learn the trombone, pitching here, this, that, And that's how you learn the trombone. So, and guitar also, he started learning the guitar, classical guitar. So it was just self-taught, which I guided him, and he started developing on these two instruments. And that's how, we have 7 brothers, 2 sisters. My eldest brother plays the trumpet. I'm second, Ronnie, I play the piano. Bosco's third, plays the trumpet. My fourth brother is the drummer, Rex Monserrate. He passed away a couple of years back. Then comes Blasco, plays the trombone. Then I have 2 sisters and 2 more brothers. The other one plays the saxophone and the other one guitarist. They are in the Gulf. So we have 7 brothers, 2 sisters with the Monserrate family, which I think so is a band in the world, maybe probably the only band that has so many musicians in one family or one blood. So I think it's a great gift from my father. My father, when he had 7 brothers, he says, I want to complete the octave. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do. So it was not completed unless he has the 8th one. So after 7 brothers, 5 brothers, 2 sisters we had. The 7th one, 5, 6, 7, 8th one was a brother of mine that was born. So he named him Octavius. But then he said, I completed my octave. So that's how he was named Octavius. And the 9th was Claret. So that's little brief of the Monserrate brothers. There's a lot of things to talk about it, but there won't be enough time.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for this honor to be part of Goa Forgiving and Goa Heritage Action Group. And the legendary gentlemen are pioneers for us. They are pioneers for Carlos and me. They are the Monserrate brothers. We've grown up listening to their music. So it's a very heart-touching day and it's an emotional moment to be brushing shoulders with them tomorrow. And today we are going to rehearse for the first time. I hope I can live up to their expectations. I'm a double bassist for Goa Symphony Orchestra. I also play for German Philharmonic. That's classical music. I also play tuba and theremin and some instruments. It's not enough to be worthy of the expectations. I try my best today. My friend here, Carlos, is a very strong professional. We played together for many years. And I thank Armando and Shine for this opportunity and waiting for the diva Lorna, who I've grown up listening to her. The girl who will be coming to assist Lorna is, we call her the next Lorna. She looks like a bit like her and it's a surprise. We just booked her now and she was kind enough to cancel her show tomorrow. About the song, Ronnie sir called me up and said, I need cut-to-cut lyric. Cut-to-cut is a term used in Bollywood, wherein we say,
By the beaters.
yeah, कुछ अलग करके दिखाना है, कुछ अलग करेंगे. This is the Bombay phrase in the industry. So here we did something alag, but we were in meter. Meter means when you have a fixed rhythm, you have to set lyric to it. That is one of the assignments for your Trinity College and Royal College of Music theory papers. Cut-to-cut lyric writing, but it should be syntax-wise correct, and it should also have musical appeal. So just things like challenging things for the articles which are the, and which should not come on the strong beat. They are called anacrusis. Ta, the coconut, for example. So the things like this I had to be very careful, but I wrote it I think within an hour because they gave me his late dear wife, she gave the first word. She said, Rocky, make it a positive song, hurt no one in the song. I kept that at the back of my mind. There is not one word which is saying anything negative to anybody in that song, the Goikarpon song. That was the foundation of the song. From there on everything went. The word Tamadi Mati was his brainchild. I used the word Tamadi Mati. Mashi Goinchi Kai Mati ha, somewhere in the hills where I was born and all. It's okay. Tamadi Mati is a figure of speech and it immediately wells up tears in the eyes of the Goan diaspora. So we wrote the song, what about the Tamadi Mati, I asked him. And then Ronnie said, say it is ours. It belongs to us. And he had already sent a tune, ta 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 ta, and the words came like a cloudburst. Goichi Tamadi Mati Amchi. In Baroque music, we have something known as a gruppetto. It means a group of notes. It's called a upper turn or a lower turn. It is a Tamadi Mati. I put a gruppetto half and put a mordent on top of it because he had already done it. And I saw the best melisma where I could get, which word I could stretch. So Tamadi was a very difficult, challenging word because red is one syllable, red. And Tamadi, I had to stretch it to 3 syllables. Only way was to stretch the I, the Tamba, the A. So Tambad, song is sounding like Tambadi Mati, but these are musical licenses given to a lyricist. It's called poetic license. We used it to the best. And many people wrote to me afterwards saying, you should have done this. In the second line, Purvasani Amka Dilli Mati, we wrote. Somewhere reiteration is not allowed in lyrical writing, but here it worked to our advantage because Mati we used twice. Somebody from Mangalore called, Rocky, fantastic word you have put, Malti, he said. Because Mangalorean people heard it as Malti. Mal means necklace. And Goa's outline looks like a necklace, no? The map. So I said to Ronnie, we have to do a major change in the lyric. You say, the ancestors gave us this beautiful necklace of Goa. So officially we have changed one word in the song now since last. So things like this. And then he asked me, Shine asked me, can we get the top singers of Goa to sing? I said it's very, very difficult because they are top because each one thinks they are top. That's so since I've been associated with everyone around, I put in a word, and because of Ronnie and Shine and Arman, they came together. I would not be able to gather them together. We recorded them at Donna Paula studio of Shubhat Kota, who kindly gave the studio. Also, some studios were incorporated. And the best thing was, everyone came and sang from their hearts and didn't charge anything. That is the spirit of Goa. Not that we don't respect time. This was priceless. We could not pay those singers because they were professionals. They might have charged us a lakh each. But they came not once, twice, but 7 times for till the video shoot. That was the spirit of Garo. Thank you.
Arman, if there are any questions, we take those.
Yeah.
Some of the gentlemen have to leave.
Yes. Any
And
question
the
there?
guests who want to have a longer conversation will stay back. But,
Any questions which you have?
If there are any questions. Yeah, Savita,
Why Lorna didn't come?
Lorna's not feeling too well. She came late night yesterday. It's the age, but she will be there at Gonsalves Mansion at what's the time?
5 o'clock.
Around 5. At 5 o'clock.
We'll be able to send some pictures of her.
Yeah. We'll send.
And
Yeah.
the gentlemen.
Yeah, of the practice session, everything will be there. But if any of you would like to come and speak to her at 5 o'clock, she'll be there. It's more tiredness more than anything else.
For me, like, it's a dream come true. Like, I met Armando and he said, let's do something. And he said, let's go, like, and Shane. And they told me that Monserrate brothers are coming. And always had a dream where I used to, when I was young, I used to watch them, hear them in the film. So it's my honor and pleasure to play with Ronnie. So this is a dream come true, Rocky, and all this, to keep our going. My only strength is to keep Goa together in the language. It's a universal language for us, music. So we go in any part of the world, it's one language for us. And I'm so happy and glad to be with this family, and I don't have words. Thank you very much.
Just one small line. The concept was of Armando, but I want to thank Shine very, very, very much for putting this whole act together. She did it all by herself, I mean, coordinating and I don't know what all. But Shine, let me say a very big thank you to you, Shine.
Yeah, but I also got a huge support from the Goa Heritage Action Group, Carlos D'Souza, who also assisted with a lot of things. So I like to thank him as well, and without him, this wouldn't have been possible. So it's a joint effort from everyone.
Carlos Souza was really good, and of course we have also this cannot be happen without thanking the Art and Culture Ministry of Goa. Mr. Govind Gowde has been he was excited. He said, "I'm Lorna," he says, "I have to support you because we have I'm Lorna," and even though the show is small, the outlays are heavy. Because many times Ronnie has come and performed, the song he didn't charge us, so many things he didn't charge. But he said, Arman, this is a time, it's a big event in terms of spirit, and we have to pay him well. So we said we have to pay these people well. And that's part of our pride, because we are not doing this as a business. This is not a business at all, it's about art, culture and music. I think most of you know what we do and what we have done over the years. And of course, most importantly, I'll close with that. Any other questions you have, please go ahead. Thanks to the media. Thanks to the media, which has always been fabulous.